I bought myself a chipper. I've been waiting for a really long time to find one that suits all my needs, and I found one on Alibaba. It came on a really slow boat from China, and we're gonna give it its torture test today. It's either gonna break, or I'm gonna break, or something's gonna break. Or maybe it won't, you never know. Let's go, let's do this right now. All right, so I've been waiting for this thing for a little bit of time. I ordered it a while ago. This is it's a Vansen wood chipper, directly from China, ordered through Alibaba. And I'm gonna give you guys kind of like a walkthrough of my initial impression. So yeah, it got off the truck pretty good. Hang on a second. Perfect. What do you think, Frankie? Do you think this skid is the best skid ever? It's like nice and warm, nice and soft. You made it dirty though. I was gonna save that. Hey? No big deal? No? Everything looks like it's intact. The power plant on this bad boy is a Changche diesel engine. It's a 23 kilowatt. I don't believe I know exactly what the horsepower is, but you can convert it. It's the same thing as the rock crusher, which is kind of cool. They don't ship it with oil, so I gotta get oil for it. I need to put a battery in that thing there because it's got an electric starter, so that's our starter. Listen to me talking like an expert on these things now that I've had, you know, one already. So yeah, I don't know what this is for. Oh, that's for the crank. Hey, the hand crank is right there. I didn't get a cover on the last one. Yeah, so you can see this one's actually looks like it's got nicer paint, nicer decals on it. Cool. L32. That might mean it's like 32 horsepower. I'm not sure. There's the fuel shut off. Air filter. Had some problems with the air filter on my last one. This one seems to be like, that's heavy duty. The way the thing is, muffler's on there, nice and tight. You know what that thing? Oh, there's the bypass. I don't know how you'd reach the bypass. The actual bypass switch is different on this one, but that's a way better little bypass. It's not just a little stick. The one thing I did notice is the tongue attachment. The holes don't quite line up. I was trying to get the bolt in there, and I can't. I gotta shave this down a little bit. Not a big deal. The tires, got them inflated. We've got everything is intact there. This obviously needs some hydraulic fluid. It comes empty. Look at that. We got shows you what to add. Add 25 liters of 46 hydraulic oil tank. Tells you how to start it, which is cool. It's got some directions on it. It's got the hour meter, which is cool. Tail lights. There's tail lights on this thing? Oh yeah, look at that. I didn't get around that far. So there's the business end of it. Let's take a look inside. Oh, look at that. And there's the crank tools. Looks like they've tested it. We've got some wood chips in there. There's the feeder. See the teeth that pulls the log in? Probably don't want to stick my hand in there. That looks pretty scary, actually. All right, looks like LED tail lights. So that's the low speed, high speed engagement. Try to get it. Oh yeah. Low, high speed. That's you can gauge the throttle belts. Let's get her started, get her chipping, because I've got loads and loads and loads of pine coming. All right, I'm just going over this stuff for my own peace of mind. I got the engine oil in, I've got fuel in the thing, I've got everything's tight, the air filter, the actual filter, the muffler is tight. I've got battery, my battery terminals are nice and tight. Here's the starter motor, and my hydraulic fuel pump, or my hydraulic pump over there is holding hydraulic fluid. I have greased my fittings. There's one on both sides. Just there's a Zerk fitting there. We've greased it up. Everything's tight. We've got our chute pretty much on. Spins and pivots. There was a little bit of confusion going on with the this little guy here, which is the hold. You can hold it to which direction you want to go. And then if we look around here, we've got nothing obstructing the inlet chute. When we go back here, we've got our other Zerk fitting is hiding right back there. You just pull the thing back a little bit, but you can get it. So we got grease in there. That's our servicing our knives. So that's everything's in there. We've got this is our hydraulic tank. We got that thing filled up, and we're good to go. Oh, also we have added some engine coolant, which is our little float. Shows you how much there's in there. As long as that thing's bobbing up and down, we've got enough. You can also add just plain old water, but you just got to remember to drain it. But we should be good to fire this thing up. Operate number 1, turn key to the open position. Open. Oh yeah, it turns the hour meter on. Okay, number 2, turn on taillights. Taillights are on. I don't know why I would turn taillights on. Number 3, turn on hydraulic feed controller. Hydraulic feed controller. On. Green light. We got green light. Operate number 1 and number 4. Turn the key from open to start position while pressing number 4 throttle lever to start. Number 4 throttle lever. 4. Hi. Okay, that's the throttle lever. Ooh, okay. Start. This video is sponsored by HelloFresh. Did you know that they say breakfast is the most important meal of the day? And you know what? I agree, and so does our friends over at HelloFresh. They agree because they're going to be giving absolutely free breakfast with every new subscriber. That means you're going to enjoy a totally free breakfast item with every single new delivery. If you guys are anything like me and have a hard time deciding what's for dinner, well, HelloFresh has come to the rescue and they're offering 50 plus dinner options for your choosing. And to boot, they're extremely healthy, which is important for a busy and active lifestyle. And to top that off, like I mentioned before, you get free breakfast for life while your subscription is active on every single delivery. I think the best part of getting HelloFresh is the fact that when my wife asks what for dinner, I can say, here are the ingredients. All you got to do is follow these simple directions and you can make me dinner. That's not true. I help. And I like the directions because the directions are, point form. They tell you exactly what to do. Everything is pre-portioned ingredients. You don't got to measure. You don't got to fiddle around. And you know what? The stuff is actually delicious. With summer coming to an end and all the kids going back to school, now it is more important than ever to have a solid dinner plan. And with HelloFresh, you log onto their website and you can fully customize the dinners that you're going to have for the week. Once you order it, you click, it gets delivered to your house in pre-portioned packages and really easy to follow instructions. You cook it, you have no waste, dinner problem is solved, and what's even great, while your subscription is active, you get free breakfast for life, forever. Well, while you're subscribed. Head on over to HelloFresh.com and you can redeem your 10 free meals by using the coupon code Reliance SEP10. So Reliance SEP10, and that gets you 10 free meals. Plus, it offers free breakfast for life. One breakfast item per box while subscription is active if you're in the US. The link and code are valid in all countries and the respective local discounts will apply. Click the link in the description or use my code and get 10 free meals, plus free breakfast for life.
One breakfast item per box while subscription is active. Outside the US, the local discount will apply. HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit. Get yours today. I think I'm most excited for the free breakfast. All right, we figured out how to use this thing. Turns out the button, the green button has an on position, but if you want the thing to self-feed, you have to turn it into the off position, and then it feeds. We were just checking the solenoid, we were checking the pump, and everything worked. It was that little switch. So we turn, when it's on, you turn it to the, when you're turning it on, you have it on the on position, but when you want it to feed, you have it in the off position. I don't know. Maybe it's wired incorrectly, or it's me. I don't know. Might be me. Who knows? We got it working. We got it in front of the pile. We've got a little bit of stuff to chip. I'm just gonna give her a test because ideally I'm not chipping this stuff. This is just stuff that just newly arrived. So I'm gonna get rid of some of the little tiny stuff just to see how well she works. Give it her old trial run. Feed her into the chipper, the Chinese chipper. There's a song there, I'm sure. All right, let's get this thing started. Not enough. What happened? Apparently there's a learning curve. Stop.
That's too fast.
Not too fast. Let go of my chip.
You gotta back it out.
How do you back it out?
You put it to stop and then you gotta start it again and you gotta hit back.
Oh, but is it on the chipper?
I don't know, like you gotta turn it on now.
Ah. Alright. Learning curve. On, open. I think it's... It's in the knife! Give me my dick back! Oh. There. There, can you?
Ready?
Yep. That's a meaty chip. You can see how quickly that just demolished that. That's perfect. Perfect, perfect. All right, so it's the next day. We've got our chipper in the bush, and the primary reason why I wanted a chipper was to manage my branches. It's my branch manager. As you can see, there's a lot of just kind of stuff hanging around, and the reason is because it's really hard to process for firewood. So ideally, it's in chip form. So you can just see it just kind of makes the whole bush kind of messy. And primary reason, you know, to get one of these things is to manage the forest. So like I've got just basically branches like as far as the eye can see. So that's kind of what I want this thing to process. So yesterday, basically what we discovered is this little handle here, which is the back stop and go. If you're dealing with a large branch, you basically have to like baby it into the feeder, because what happens is I guess the chipper head slows down, then you can't back it out. So basically, you know, slow with the big stuff, and little stuff just let her rip, because these teeth are very aggressive, and they do suck the material in very quickly. So yeah, so that's another thing. And yeah, so we're just gonna give this thing the old you know, test out run. We're gonna run some branches through it and give it a whirl. So this little chute here, I'm gonna see if I can shoot this chip straight down today. So I'm gonna adjust this little bit here. If I just, because it's got a little wing nut thing. Let me see if I can shoot them. Well, that's as far down as they go. Okay. No, I can't. I can go further down. Come on. Well, that side's got it. No, that should just go down. Oh yeah, I just gotta work it in a little bit. Yeah, because I want to shoot them straight down. See if I can actually get them on the trail. I don't want to shoot them right at my head. But yeah, let's give this thing a try. Okay, so I'm having a little trouble starting the thing, and the reason being is because there's like a decompression lever, and you have to be like 7 feet long to basically do the engine decompression lever and start it at the same time, because otherwise it won't turn over. So what I've done is I've rigged a stick for the decompression lever, and once it gets going, I can pull the stick out of the way. I hope that will work, because otherwise you need 2 people to operate this thing. Maybe that's a safety thing. I don't know.
All right, well that's probably a little bit more than they can chew. So it can get in there. So the problem that I'm experiencing, and again, it might be just experience, but so like feeding it in slow, you kind of get the, you give it a bite and then it chews it. And then the problem is when it's really struggling and you hit the back, you put the lever to the back, there's not enough hydraulic fluid left in the motor to actually spit the log out, so it just keeps eating, and then that's when the magic smoke comes out and it shuts off. So and the other thing, so now that the log's in there, usually, so there's like a spring on that thing that's kind of biting down on that log. I can't get it out without lifting this motor, this hydraulic motor. So if I can lift that, I can get the log out, but I can't do that while grabbing the log. So like if this thing had some sort of a thing, so you could, like, in case of a jam, you just kind of lift the thing up and you push the pin through and it just sits there like that. That would make a world of difference in the event that you get a log stuck. You don't have to fight it as much. And then I don't know, maybe like this thing plumbed first, the feeder, so you can always control your log speed, as opposed to, yeah, maybe feed that first. I don't know, something to consider, because otherwise, like, it's producing a really awesome chip. And again, there's a little bit of a learning curve on it. This is my first chipper, so yeah, but it's like, that's beautiful looking cedar chip. It smells delicious too. Like, if you just think about, you know, like that's probably a yard. That's a yard of cedar mulch right there, and that took about 12 minutes. So it's good. Just got to do a couple things. I don't know. For the price of it, I'm still very impressed with everything. So let's move on to some pine. Because I'm not one to give up on a branch. I'm not going to let this one win, because if you do that, it sets precedence for all the other branches. So I've worked it out so I can get it out off the chipping wheel, and this thing's gonna send. I'm gonna send it anyways, because you know, yeah, you know. All right, well, that pile of pine stood no chance whatsoever. You can see that giant pile didn't actually make that much chips, and that's why you get a chipper, to make the piles smaller. Oh, lovely, lovely pine. You can see got little branches and stuff as opposed to just chip, but that's beautiful chip. All right, that was pretty good. I'm gonna move it to a different location. I'm actually not gonna turn it off because I don't want to have to start it again. Just gonna let it cool down, spool down, little thing. I'm gonna back it up to the next location, which is another pile of sticks, because we're chipping. Well, I think I took too big of a bite of the that log. I still got belts. Oh, we're making tea. Huh. All right, so the problem that I'm experiencing is that if you put a log that's too big, you go the go and the stop and the back. The problem is you can't back it out once it's gone too far. If it takes too big of a bite, what happens is it kind of slows itself down, then it slows itself down even more, and that's what happens. It just kind of stalls out. So I don't know if there's actually like a log in there currently. We're just gonna give it a break. I'm kind of sweating too. Maybe that's the key, is to when you start sweating, you give the machine a little bit of time to cool down. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to do that. That's like the little kettle, that's the water cooler. So I've got coolant in there, and it's boiling. I'm not sure if it's supposed to boil. I think it is. Because that's how it cools, right? Evaporative cooling. That makes sense. So yeah, that's just doing its thing. I don't exactly know if there's a log at the chipper head or not. Okay, so what I was saying before is that I'd like to see something here. I'd like to see something that I can actually move the chipper head off of whatever's obstructing it so like you can lift it, but nothing holds it. Ugh, it is quite heavy. So what happened was, all right, so you can see where the chipper head is, and you can see that log. So it took too big of a bite, and then it kind of just started slowing the drum down, just like that. So if I could have stopped that kind of from slowing the head down, I would have been fine. Now I got to stick my hand in there and get that out. That looks scary. Let me think. Let's see if we can get that guy going out. Let's see what we got. What do we got? It's not even stuck in there. It's just kind of, oh yeah, it's just kind of wedged. It wasn't going fast enough, and it wasn't blowing the chips out. Maybe there's like fur in there or something. See the fur? Yeah, that's what it was doing. It didn't eject all of that cedar out, and yeah, see, that was what caused it. I think it was just slowing down just enough. I don't really want to put my hand in there, but you can see the chipper knives there. I wonder if a bigger flywheel would help. Just like a massive weight on the one side, just to give it a little bit more spinning, more torque, more power.
But look at the chip. Look at the chip I got. It's a huge pile of chips, and that was like, I don't know, 10 minutes of running. It wasn't very long. So the idea is to take all of these branches that I've got quite a few of, and just chip the trail as I go, because it's part and parcel to forest management is dealing with the chips. You know, I've got lots of stick piles, but I figure I don't want too many stick piles, because well, then what happens is you got like a fire risk, because something catches fire and then you're toast. But like this will be my mud control area, especially on the trails. Chip the trails pretty much puts the organic material back into the soil at some point and keeps the mud out of everything. So there's our chip. That's just a small area here, but that's a pretty good chip bed. But yeah, I'm pleased with that.
right, so I chipped a particularly hairy looking cedar, and now nothing comes out the chute. So they have an access port here. Oh, it's got to be further up. It's got to be in the chute itself. That's how you change the sharpen the knives. The knives are still very. I'm not going to stick my finger in there. They're reversible, so you got manually turn them. Yeah, and they're reversible, so when they get dull, you can slip them out. I also got the sharpener, which I'll probably show you guys a little later, just to give you an idea what it looks like. Because I don't, when I buy something, I kind of want to be able to service it. Don't stick finger in chipper. Stuck. There's probably like a fur ball, you know, like in your drain. There's no real easy way to take that off. She's been working hard, just like I've been working hard. If you want an aerobic activity, become a branch manager. It's a lot of freaking work. Everything's got their little quirks. Well, there's your problem. It was the furry cedar. The furry cedar did it. Oh. And little tiny, I probably fed too much in it. You can see that? There we go. All right, so my final thoughts on this Vansen chipper. It's a 6130 version. This thing is designed to chip a 120 millimeter size chip. This thing worked really, really well for the branches and any kind of branch wood. It took it in really, really quickly and chipped it up excellent. No complaints with that. Starting it, the initial startup, no problem. It just, you turn the key and away it went. If it ever stopped, it was a little difficult getting it started again without the decompression lever. What I'm really impressed with is the in-feed roller that actually sucks the material in. That thing is crazy aggressive. It's really awesome for kind of like the trees with the gnarly branches on them, like the lateral branches. It's got enough power that most of them, it just snaps them off and it sucks the tree in, no problem that way. So like dealing with branches and stuff like that, this thing is awesome. Dealing with some of the heavier stuff, this thing, it's almost got too aggressive of a bite. You have to kind of watch it and ensure that it doesn't bog itself down, because that's when you let the fancy blue smoke out and you've got to restart it. So that's you know, that's sort of a learning curve. Another thing I'm gonna mention is fuel consumption. I filled this thing up with diesel fuel because it is a diesel fuel chipper, negligible amount of fuel. So I don't even think it's worth mentioning. Like I shake that thing and it looks like I've used, you know, a couple liters over 3-hour period. You get excellent mileage with this diesel chipper. It's got a Changche diesel engine, and I've talked about the Changche diesel engine before. So this thing has been manufactured and is around in China. It's been around for, you know, years and years and years. It's like a 100-year-old company. So it's nothing new, and especially when you're dealing with something like this, is you don't want sort of new technology. You want that old school technology that's tried, tested. Very impressed with the Changche diesel engine. On the Rock Crusher, I have the same engine on it, so that's good that way. Setup was awesome, really easy. Once you've done it more than once, they're pretty straightforward. If you read the directions, it could use a little bit better translation. Maybe I can submit. I can give Vansen a little better walkthrough on how to start it. use simpler language. It doesn't have to be this complicated to start. You basically turn, you know, to the open, and then you hit the buttons to start it, right? And then you change your throttle speed to about there, you know. And you hit the start button and away it goes. So it's not that easy. And here's your throttle control for your stop and go and back. So it's not that difficult to use it. The other thing is it doesn't mention anywhere on run speed. So ideally the RPM is around 2200 RPM, and that's I guess what they've decided that is good speed for chipping. Anything faster than that, you're just wasting fuel. And yeah, so it adequately chips at 2200 RPM. So anyways, my overall thoughts on this chipper is that it's great value for your dollar. It'll do exactly what it says it's going to do. It's going to chip branches really, really, really fast and efficiently. And you know, if you got a lot of branch problem, this thing is the solution to that thing. And yeah, put your comments down below and I'll read them. If you have some suggestions that you'd like me to change on this specific chipper, make sure you put those comments down below. Maybe you'd like to see a larger flywheel, or maybe you'd like to see, you know, a viscous clutch installed or something like that to make it a little bit more user-friendly. I've got some tweaks, some minor kind of adjustments I'm going to make to my chipper just to make it more suitable for my purpose. So if you're looking for a chipper, be sure to check Vansen out. The link will be in the description below. And if for some reason the link isn't in the description below, it's because I no longer support this machine. But as of right now, I think this thing is awesome. I'll keep you updated on it. Yeah, leave that down there, and hope you guys enjoyed this one, and join me on the next one.